Yeah, that's why I
Okay.
record these, so you have the questions and you can go back to the answers. So, guys, I'm Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to talk today about Facebook advertising. And I know you've had access to the platform um, this for a few weeks or a couple weeks. So let me ask you, who's been in? What percentage of you do you think have been into the system at all?
Let me see. Probably half.
Okay, okay, that's not bad. Um, and you're in Boston and you're building your business all over the place. And we have a lot of tools. So I'm just going to kind of jump in real quick. We create a lot of tools that are designed to advertise listings, but I think our focus at Listings to Leads is to capture leads. So, for as long as you've been in real estate, you've had some way of marketing. Um, and we just take every step that an agent does or that we think they do, and we make sure that that function is available to capture leads. So we're talking today about Facebook, and I think a lot of people come to us from the real estate space around the country because they hear of our success on Facebook. It's a great place for our clients to get buyer leads, and it's probably the top place for our clients to get seller leads. So we're going to talk about how we do that today. Okay. Um, when you log in, there's always a jump page here, and you're going to see this page. This is kind of the place where we communicate with our clients the fastest because they log in and they see this. And most of us are great to just click around it and ignore it. But there's actually some really cool stuff right here that I want you to see.
Yes. You don't
Can't
have your
see your
screen.
Oh,
screen.
oh, you see? I'm so glad I recorded that. Don't worry, I didn't go far. I logged into my account and I showed you this little pop up page. Can you see it now?
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry about that. It is still around 8 a.m. over here. Um, so there on our tools, we have added last fall this button that says continue with Facebook. And if you spend any time on the internet or on your phone surfing around, you've seen this button. And I'm going to show it to you in a second how it applies to the tools. But what we have found is our people are so comfortable clicking that button that they're and what happens is we reach into Facebook and get their name and email and deliver it to you so that they can see that information. So let's see that in in what it looks like, right? This is a property valuation landing page, and as I mentioned, it is one of the top tools used by our clients to get listings. What this is showing you is you can actually embed video now in our landing pages. Video, just marketing, general internet marketing, is always very, very strong because people are just can't stop watching it. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, I can get my home value here. What do I do? Right. And they type in their address, and hopefully this works and we're not in a demo piece anymore. But you type in your address, you click show me. I don't know if you can see that little black box that popped up in the middle. That was us reaching into Facebook and getting, in this case, my contact information, my name and email, and delivering it to you, the agent. Now, this page here is asking for my phone number, and you can do that. That's an option, and then it asks, why do you need the valuation? Well, I'm thinking about selling, and I click view my report. So there are three styles of property valuation landing pages. When it comes, well, there are many actual styles, but the results come from. We have three different pages for results. One is onboard infometrics. Two is the Zillow estimate, and three is just no number at all. So you may feel like, hey, I've got Cloud CMA or I've got some really great data from my MLS. So you could use the page and just give them an auto response, or you could use either onboard infometrics or you could use the Zillow system. Okay. It's just a setting on your profile page, but that's a property valuation homepage, and that is one of the top pages that people are using. When we talk about Facebook and advertising, that's probably the number one tool you have to get using But what a lot of agents don't realize is you get better results on a page like that if you also build your brand on Facebook. And so the two tools that we talk to agents about building their brand on Facebook are these two: the single property website and the listing landing page. So let's click here and let's look at this single property website and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is our single property website. It looks like here we have it embedded a Matterport video. And I don't really know. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I can click around and kind of drive around this thing. And Matterport's cool. It's not a requirement. You notice that when I hang out on the page a few seconds, that this pop-up form says, hey, if you want to continue, or this home is coming soon, continue with Facebook. So when I click continue with Facebook, again, this pop-up comes up. We reach into Facebook and get the name and email, and then this one is configured again. And this is, I don't actually recommend requiring a phone number, but this one apparently does. But then we drop back on the single property website. So it says thank you, and then this should go away automatically. And then I'm looking again. Well, I'm not gonna wait. I'm looking at the single property website. So we definitely want to market the home, but we also want to capture the lead. We also have these links on the left-hand side that can point to your website, and you can control that inside your account. You might want links that say, I don't know, Boston Homes for Sale, or Waterfront Boston Homes for Sale, or Cambridge, or Back Bay, or whatever neighborhood you're working on. You can create those links to drive them back. But this is a single property website, and this is one of the tools that we suggest that you use to brand on Facebook. So I'm going to run a couple ads to show you how that works and show you why it's so powerful. But this is one of the tools. And the other tool is this listing landing page. And the listing landing page is similar. It shows you the home, but it doesn't give you that much information. And so a lot of agents like to use this because in order for the consumer to get more information on the house, what do they got to do? They got to continue with Facebook. And then that pops up, and then we got it set to get the phone number, and then click get information. And when I click get information, it should actually do something. Sorry. It should actually take me to the single property website, and I don't know why it's not, but it's not. But these are the two tools. Let's see here. A listing landing page and a single property website. So let's go look at that. You know what? Give me a second here. Let me turn off my Gmail announcements. So that is to kind of put that inside of the context of listings to leads. I'm going to click on the listings page. And if you have listings, your listings are inside your account looking like this. And you have all these tools. You have virtual tours. We auto upload to YouTube for you. We give you e-flyers. We even give you some really cool e-flyer and Facebook things to build referrals. But we also have the single property website for every property and a listing landing page. So let's look at a couple of these. I have over here, it says OH, that's short for open house. That means I have an open house listing landing page. So let's look at what that looks like. So you set the open house inside, you just say the date and time. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's sort of a ticking time clock, right? Saying, hey, this open house is coming soon. So to put this out in the market, when people see it, if they want more information, they click continue with Facebook, and this thing pops up, and then it actually spins around and says thank you from the agent, and then it drops them on all the data for the house, right? And everything that they want is to know about this house is here. You could hold the price if you don't want the price in there and say, contact me for price. But you can also put these links on the side of your property to get to your website. So again, single property website or a listing landing page. And for some, like for the open house, I just showed you that, I really like the listing landing page because it's just enough information. It's also got this kind of groovy clock here that's holding your attention. And if you want more, you just click this button. So this is great for lead capture. And it is a listing landing page. And I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I say that because everybody gets confused and can't remember what I'm saying. So, an open house listing landing page is awesome. A just listed, notice over here it says JL, that means it's just listed. A JL listing landing page is also pretty cool, right? It's the home, a little bit of info, continue with Facebook to get the information. But the single property website, I think, is actually more useful when you have a home that's either pending or under contract or just sold, okay? And just sold, I'm gonna click on the single property website here. So this is the home, it's just sold. There's my logo, there's me, my phone number, there are the links to my website on the left-hand side, and there's the home right there, right? And it's saying it's sold. Now, a lot of people who will click sold are homeowners. Because maybe they're thinking, I'm going to sell a house and I wonder what that's sold for, right? So every time we do something, I mentioned there's always sort of a way to capture leads. And this always has a page that says, it's a lead capture page. So I'm gonna force it to jump up. I may need to restart my computer, and so it's not happening automatically. But this is the lead capture form for a just sold single property website, right? And you'll note that the lead capture form, this home is for sale, the lead capture form is different, right? And when I'm looking at this home that's coming soon, the lead capture form is different here. It's all different call to actions, because when a home is, let's just see here, open house, the message is different, right? Than when a home is just sold. When it's just sold, the message is that's going to affect your home value. So you could say, get your home value right here, free, instantly for free. And you drop in your address and you go like I showed you on the other page. So that's really why I like single property websites when you have something under contract or just sold. This says UC, which is under contract. And just so you know, you can click edit on any listing and change that status right here. You could say it's coming soon, just listed, pending, under contract. So for people who are looking for listings and they have listings, you should definitely use these statuses of under contract or pending or just sold. And you could also set your open house here, right? So that's how you take advantage of all those statuses. And then okay. I'm going to go to under contract single property website so we can look at that. Right.
Okay, Vince, quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. You were talking about changing the status of a listing.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do that, and forgive me, I can't do it. So because I wanted to create such a landing page.
Yeah.
For one of my things that sold, and it still shows under pending on my account, and yeah, and it tells me when I click on it pending, click edit listing, I come to change status, but I can't manage to do that. So I was hoping if you can help while you were just talking about.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let me this is a little bit of change of direction, but it's always good to kind of, show all of you how you do this, right? So if you could, give me a second.
You just had it on your listings.
Yeah, but that was my account. So give me a second here. What is your name?
Oh, you want my account? It's M. Show it. Bless you. Bless you.
What is your name?
Molly, M-O-L-L-Y.
Yeah.
Last name?
Yeah.
S-C-H-O-E-C-K.
Shoick?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
S-C-H.
Oh, S-C-H. Okay, give me a second. I think somebody was sneezing over there. There we go. You got 3 listings. And which one is pending?
The top, the Bolton is sold.
Okay, so you want to change that to sold. Now,
would be nice.
I got to point out, this is the new listings to leads, and I haven't told any of you this. Maybe I told Nicole, but we're moving our platform to a total new architecture, which is much easier to use. So I'm in the new space here. You don't have access to this for another week or two. So it's slightly different, and let's see. So here's a status, which is pending. I'm going to change it to sold. Hey, that's weird. Okay, good, sold. And I'm going to click save.
So then it should do it for me too.
Oh yeah, this is actually you. Although because this is my new system, it's not working. So give me a second. I'm gonna jump to the old world. So this is the new architecture for listings to leads. So you're seeing it for the first time, and we're testing it out every day right now, and now I can see that function doesn't work. So it's good we're not live there. Oh really? How do I spell?
You did it. It shows up on my thing now. Now it's sold.
Oh, no kidding. All right. So it wasn't messaging me right there. So good.
Okay. Okay. Now I can do something with it.
Right. Now you can do something. So now back to our regularly scheduled information here. Let's see. So, are you good there, Molly?
Not really, because isn't it supposed to just pull everything from MLS? Like,
it's only pulling what's in your account.
But if it's sold status in MLS, does it transfer over?
No, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't. Your listings come in, I think, automatically from ListHub. And ListHub works with a few hundred MLSs, but not all MLSs work the same with ListHub. So it sounds like they're not kicking over the sold data. So if something is selling,
I also have to change then the price, for example.
Yeah, then change the price, and you kind of know how to do that. You just click edit and change the price. Yeah, because the ListHub, and we just refreshed our ListHub feed, like rewrote how we're grabbing it. But not all MLSs pass that information through, and so you just got to click edit and approach that. Right, you just click edit and change the price there. I'm going to go back to what we were talking about, which is this under contract, and then we're going to finish this up, this part of it, right? This is the under contract, and this is similar to pending. Pending would look like this. It's offering you the chance to get your home value for free, okay? So when you have a home that is under contract or pending or sold, I really recommend you use a single property website. When you have a home that's coming soon or open house or just listed, I recommend a listing landing page. Everybody understands the difference of those two things?
Yes.
Yeah. We're sure about that, right? This is a listing landing page. This is a single property website.
Basically, if it's your listing only, right? You're not grabbing an active listing and doing that. That's just your specific listing.
You can do that. You can grab listings and do that. So if I was talking to an agent that had little or no business, right, I would say, and this is our Facebook strategy, borrow a couple of listings, market a listing landing page or a single property website every week for $20 on Facebook. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. And when you're done with that, so that means you got one ad running for 4 days during the week. On the weekend, get a property valuation landing page, right? And a property valuation landing page, you put it out in the same area, and you say, okay, great. I want everybody to see that, right? So this is my Cambridge one, and I actually was fooling around yesterday, and I put in a video of some kind of drone on the water, right? So you could put in a video if you want, or you could just put in a picture of Cambridge in the background, right? And this is what you would want. So if you're trying to build your business, and let's just say in the Cambridge area, right? borrow a listing from Cambridge and put it in Cambridge and shoot it out on Facebook for 20 bucks. Maybe you will put a listing landing page in Cambridge, right? You do that for $20, and then on the weekend, you put an ad out on Facebook that says, what is your Cambridge home worth? Okay, and that's for $30. So that's really how you do it on Facebook. Okay, that's how people are making it work on Facebook in a paid for situation. Now, here's a totally different direction. And before I show you how to run an ad, I want to let everybody know, are you guys, again, a show of hands over there, are you part of our mastermind group?
We try to click it, and yeah, some are, and we try to click it.
Okay.
On your homepage.
Yeah.
And
I understand.
It gives you,
let me interrupt
you. Know what?
Let me interrupt you.
Okay.
I'm going to send something to Nicole right now, and I'm going to walk you through what it says. Okay. It is how you join our mastermind group, and the reason why I want you to join our mastermind group is I'm going to show you technically how to run an ad. And I just showed you the tools that you want to drive ads to. But what this email that I'm about to send to Cole says is you need to log into Facebook yourself, click this button, go to settings, and get this email and put it in contact support so that they'll add you to the group. So that might be confusing. So I'm going to send this to Nicole right now.
And it's contact support listings to leads.
So if you watch here, I'm going to show you exactly how you do what I just sent you. Okay, you log into your own Facebook account. You click this little dark triangle here, and you open up this menu, and then you click settings, and then you look right here, and it says contact primary. That email is the email that Facebook has for you, and we need that email. So that one's vincentsoceans@gmail. That's my email. So I go into my own account and I go to contact support and I say, hey, please add me to the mastermind group, right? And I put in that email right there. Our support team will see that email. They'll go to Facebook and they'll add you, and then you'll get an invite to join via Facebook. That's how you get in there. It's a secret group. It's not for everyone, and that's why you cannot get in. But the reason why I want everybody...
Hold on, Vince, hold on one step. You want the business email or you want our private email?
I want you to click. I want you to click this button right here. I want you to go to settings, and I want the email that says primary right here.
Okay.
Okay.
And I type this on top where it comes from, or I type it into.
I don't know.
So
Let me say, I don't know if you can see what this says here, but it says contact primary, and then it gives an email address. I only want that email address in this box. Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay. And say, please add me to the group, and they will know what to do. Okay. And the upside of all this, and I'm sorry it takes a while to get there, is that our clients are in here just saying, like, here's an hour ago. We got 25 leads in the marketplace ad since we put it at 5:30 last night. Donna's following up with Facebook Live, and he's got his local lender in about a minute. So what our clients are doing is they are sharing what they're doing with our tools. And this is actually one of the most exciting things that's going on that not a whole lot of people know about. And it's called the marketplace on Facebook. And the amazing thing about the marketplace is that to do it, it's free, right? It's just free for you to do. Here's another one here in January 12th. I did what John Briley did. In the first 2 hours, I got 40 inquiries. I shut it right off because I didn't have time to work with it. And they just give you the results, and they show you what their tools look like. They show you what they put out on Facebook. So I'm going to show you right in just a minute here, technically how you do this. Here's somebody, January 22nd, 53 inquiries from the marketplace ad since last night. Not a lot of people know this, right? Just not and there's a lot of groups on Facebook, right? And there are a lot of technology groups, but this group is a secret group for us. Our clients are awesome in the way that they are sharing with what's going on, what's working. And one last thing about that, and the concept of marketplace, I'm going to show you what that is, came to us from this guy, Patrick, who's an agent over in Florida. I'm going to show you why he put it up and how I came to this information. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. So on August 3rd of this month, of last year, he posted this in the group, right? He says, that moment you go to check your reporting on how many leads you generated with L2L last 30 days, and you're blown away. So he's looking at his technology platform. He says, I want to see all leads past 30 days. And here's listings to leads with 818 leads in 30 days, right? That's ridiculous. And that is an outlier, right? That is not every guy doing that. But I can tell you this, today, our clients are learning what that actually meant. And they learned because I picked up the phone and called Patrick. I was like, Patrick, what are you doing? You know, how are you getting that many leads? We want our clients to get leads. And he said, oh, he goes, well, I'm doing what you trained me to do. I'm running ads, but I'm also taking my landing pages like this, and I'm putting them in the free marketplaces of Facebook. Okay. And you may not know what that is. So I'm going to show you. If you go into Facebook, and I'm going to type in a local town here right next door. It's called Walnut Creek. And you'll see little groups that say Walnut Creek buy, sell, trade. And there's actually two separate groups. But if you go to Walnut Creek buy, sell, trade and you join, these are free groups. Lafayette. So you got to join, and yes. You can, okay, the admins will look at this and whatever. It's basically an online garage sale, right? People are selling, in this case, an old couch, you know, you sell your lawnmower and your old bicycle you never use and all that stuff. It is like an online garage sale. And what our clients are telling us is they're getting hundreds of leads for free by just taking our landing pages and saying, hey, everybody, we got a great home. But yeah, and John is saying, but most will kick you out if you are trying to do something. And that's true. I have heard that. And then I also heard that, hey, I got 25 leads from the marketplace, right? So it is true, John, that you might be violating somebody's rules there. But I can tell you, we've got a few thousand, 10,000 people in this group who are our clients, and a lot of them are getting huge results. It's over and over. Every day you're going to see that. So take it for what it's worth. We got clients generating leads. If you're after leads, it's a great thing to do. John is correct. Sometimes people get, you know, they don't like that, and you might get your ad deleted. But I do need to, yeah. It might be one and done. Yeah, okay, good. So that is something that you should know. Not everybody does know. But let's get back to the real core strategy. And I want to repeat what this strategy is. And again, somebody asked, you can borrow listings to do this. You can even go get a FSBO and say, hey, let me market your home. And you can do it. You just put it in here manually and you go for it. Every week, run at least one ad on Facebook for $20. I'm going to show you how to do it in a minute. Either use a single property website or use a listing landing page. Every weekend, run a home value landing page. Okay? So let's do one first. Let's do an open house. And let's say you borrowed an open house and you're like, you know what? I'm going to borrow it and I'm going to put it out there because the listing agent wants a buyer. So let's get this. Copy the URL at the top. I don't know if you can see it's blue. I'm highlighting it. I'm copying it. I'm going to Facebook. Now here, I'm going to send you the instructions. I'll move a little bit fast, but if you have questions, just jump right in. Click this button. It's the menu. Click Create Ads. And in this place, I really want you to pay attention because I just got off the phone. I got off the phone with some big, pretty tech savvy agent yesterday, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I do. I run ads, but I run them in, what did she say? Engagement. There are many options to run an ad. If you're using our tools, and I recommend you use our tools, use traffic, okay? And when you click traffic, what that means is you're going to run an ad, and when they click on that ad, we're going to drive them to one of our pages. Drive the traffic to our page, right? So I'm going to title it. Nobody sees this. What's the date? Are we still in January? So you should put a date. You should name it because you should be running 2 ads every week minimally, okay? And this is one of them. We're marketing a listing. It could be our own listing. We could have borrowed this listing. And excuse me. I am going to type in. I'll type in Cambridge just so let's see if that works. Yeah, there's Cambridge, Mass. And notice it shows me a map, and it says plus 25 miles. That might be fine for you. I think 10-mile radius might be good. So what this means, in case you've never run an ad, is, let's see here, that's crazy. Hold on a second. Let's say a minimum of 23 years old. You want to have a minimum age. Let's see here. Automatic placement means it's going to be in mobile and desktop. And I'm going to say always change it to lifetime budget and limit your budget to $20. And there's something really odd here. Let's see. Okay, so today is the 24th. It's giving me a red mark because it always likes to push out 30 days. Never run an ad for 30 days. Now, what did I do? Why is this like that? Might be something funny. I'm going to change this from Cambridge to Boston. It's kind of similar, but there's something weird about Cambridge. So let's go here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to change it again to 10 miles. And what is going on? Oh, that's weird. That's so weird. Sorry, guys, I'm getting stuck here. If I put it at a radius of, and it could be because I'm far away, I'm in California, but their natural radius is 25 miles. And if I do that, then it says, well, your daily reach is going to be here. When you run this, that daily reach should be about 2,000 to 3,000 people every day. And that's the power of Facebook. They don't have to know you. They don't have to be friends with you on Facebook. It's just they have to have an account in Facebook and they have to live in Boston. That's what we're doing there with that. That's why Facebook is so incredibly powerful, because 71% of adults in the United States are on Facebook, and they spend about 40 minutes a day on Facebook, whether they're on their smartphones or they're on, okay, let's see. My business page dropped off Facebook, so I don't have my business page showing here, but you would have your business page showing here. And right here, I'm sorry, I was talking, I didn't tell you what I was doing. You want to place the format of a single image ad. You want to set the business page that you want this to show on. Use a single image ad. Go down to this section where it says website URL. Grab that URL, which I copied earlier, but I'll do it again just to remind us all. And go back to the ad manager and paste that. And you want to go here and it'll show you what this ad's going to look like. Okay. Now this is sponsored on my tennis group, and that's not really it. But notice it says open house haiku here, and it says right here, and up here it says get the current photos, blah blah blah. Here is where you want to take this and write something unique about the house, right? Here's a great, home, great neighborhood, in Cambridge, imported from Maui, right? Whatever it is that's hot about that home, put it in that message so that people will click on it. Okay. And then you click confirm, and then they're going to say, we're going to review this and we'll come back to you. Okay. So this ad will now be visible. Let me show you where it's visible so you understand that. It's visible right in this center area right here. All right. So when people are going through and looking at messages from their friends and family and the kids and the dogs and the food pics and all that, they see that you've got an open house. And they only see it if they live in Boston and they're over 25 years old or whatever your bottom age is, and they see that for 4 days. Usually it's a few thousand people are going to see that, okay? And that's what we call branding on Facebook. You can borrow a listing. You could put in a home that's under contract. You could put in a home that's just sold. So the things that you're really doing when you're branding is you're not saying, go look at my website. I'm a realtor and I have a website. That's not what branding is about. It's about, I'm a realtor and here's a home for sale. Here's a home that's open house. Here's a home that's just sold. Just listed, open house, just sold. If you have the budget, do pending or under contract as well. Because every time a few thousand people are going to see that. So imagine that every week you ran an ad for 20 bucks and every week 2,000 people started to recognize you're a realtor. That's probably pretty good because most realtors, nobody has an idea that you're a realtor at all unless they're friends with you or you hand them a business card. So now through Facebook, thousands of people are seeing it for just a few bucks, right? Then on the weekends, you say, well, now that you know that I'm a realtor, let me give you your home value for free. So you get this page all, you design it the way you want it. The way to design this page, if you don't know this, because I know a bunch of you haven't been in here, is you go to the landing page section. And you go to, you can type right here, Boston. This is going to change in the new interface. I showed you the new interface. Click save. If I click save on Boston, let's just do that. Let's just do that, okay? You give it about 30 seconds. And right now, this is the current format. The tools will not change, but this interface, this page we're looking at, is going to change. There's a little message that says, your series has been created. So now if I go to Property Valuation Plus, and by the way, this is the page I want everybody to use. We also have homes sold nearby. We also have growing family pages, and we got empty nester pages, right? We got pages for FSBOs, and now I have one for expires over all. I have a Boston page under every one of these, okay? But since I'm hoping that all of you want listings, I want you to start with Property Valuation Plus. And my Boston page is going to be at the bottom. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty generic, right? What is your Boston home worth? And we did this last year, and I'll tell you why we did it. This page works really well if you put a picture of Boston in the background, right? If you physically go and get a picture, you can get it from the internet or however, and you upload it in the back. And you do that by this. You can click Edit Listing or Edit Landing Page, and we'll give it a second. And it says Background, and you can open that, and you can upload a photograph, right? And that's actually not that difficult for me, but for a lot of agents, that's like a big heavy lift. So we made it look very generic so that you don't have to do anything, right? And I just want to kind of warn you that that generic look right there, it's close to useless. It doesn't work that well, okay? Because people want to know that you know their neighborhood, right? And the way they know their neighborhood is you put a picture of in the background that says, "Oh, you know where I am." Now, I just did an image on Boston skyline, and that's probably Boston, right? But even so, that could be a little bit generic. And the whole purpose of this page, it works really well. But let's just be, honest with each other. We're asking for people's address and contact information, and we've all received spam in the past, and nobody wants more of that. So you're really asking for a lot. So to build that trust, you got to kind of do something to say, well, let's do this. And so I'm gonna show you something else. I set up a Coldwell Banker in New Jersey, in a small town, much smaller than your town, right? Boston. And I trained them just like we're doing this call. And the manager called me a month after that call and said, Vince, we're doing all these ads, we're getting leads all over the place, and the agents are loving it. And what's really crazy is the picture of this diner in the back of our home value is getting the most amount of leads. And he said, this old restaurant is on Main Street. We got about 25,000 people here. Everybody is comfortable with filling that out because this is showing those people not a generic page like this, but the fact that you know my neighborhood. So I want to point that out because the background thing is really an important piece, right? Does that make sense to you?
Vince, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yes?
I can.
I've been trying to upload pictures and it's telling me they need to be 1,200 pixels or more.
Yeah.
And the pictures I'm trying to upload are 1,200 pixels or more, so why am I encountering this?
They might be bigger than, they may be way bigger. They might be like 4,000 or 5,000 pixels wide.
Oh, no, because when you typed in the Boston images, when you hover over each picture, it specifically tells you the number of pixels.
Yeah.
So I know the number is correct.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. You could email that. So let's just go through that exercise, right? That you just.
Can you tell us what pixels you can use, what size?
1,200, and then like
It has to be times something. It's like this.
Here's how I do it. So I'm just going to show you.
yeah, go ahead and show me how you do
Yeah.
it.
I'm going to type in Boston Skyline. I'm going to click Tool.
Yep.
I'm going to click Size, and I'm going to say larger than, I usually do 4 MP. So let's just do that. This is what I've been doing, and hopefully I won't get, hurt by it. Now, like you said, if I hover over it, it's going to tell me, the kind of size. So I'm going to click this one, View Image, Save Image on my desktop.
So what was that? What were the pixels times what on that particular picture?
What? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
If I have my own photographs, I want to size them correctly. I want to know what sizes will work.
Yeah, I think it's actually, let's go look real quick. When you click edit, and this is kind of tricky, let's see, it should tell us. We used to have it right here, and this is the new format, so we don't have the new, oh no, that's that. Let me finish what I was doing there, if you don't mind. Let's see here.
Hey, Vince?
Yeah.
One other quick question. Do we need permission from other agents to market just sold?
I'm afraid I don't know the rules of your MLS, and that's.
Pictures, you're not allowed to.
So I'll tell you what, guys. This is the photo I just downloaded. I'm going to change this width to 1900. And let me show you why. Because that's a little bit bigger than the than what you may be reading. So let's just try that. Desktop. Save. Give it a second. So it's usually a landscape, right? And yeah, that worked. Do you see that?
Yes, I do see it.
Okay.
I'm getting my computer out now.
Okay. So let's.
Now you can do it.
Yeah. So now I'm also going to show you. Now this you probably want to borrow. You want to talk to somebody, but just for those of you that kind of think a little bit more forward, I'm going to click this drone view of Boston. Okay. So let's imagine you got a video. Maybe you whipped out your fancy iPhone there or whatever, Android, and you just went around the neighborhood and said, "Oh, here," and you stitched together a video. Get it up on YouTube, and you may pay somebody for a video like that, and go back to this page and go back to Boston and click edit. And when we go there, it's going to have that picture that we just uploaded. Let's wait a second here. Click background, click remove, and it's going to remove this image and refresh. And it should look pretty generic. And then paste in that link from either YouTube or Vimeo. Okay? And click save at the top. And you notice how we're driving around on the left-hand side. That is, again, that's the new side of listings to leads. That's what it's going to look like. So let's click view so we can actually see the page whole now. And that's ready to go. This is what it looked like when we put a photograph behind it. And this is what it looks like when we put a video behind it, right? What is your Boston homework? Okay. So now that it's ready to go, let's run another ad. And I need to point out that when you're running an ad for home values, it's slightly different in Facebook. So first, copy. Where is Facebook? Over here. And click this triangle again. We want to get over to create ads. And one thing I want to point out, and here's kind of a side question that agents have. When you're running an ad like this, it does not show on your business page. And that always confuses agents. Where it shows is in the news feed in front of your target. If you want it on your business page, you can just copy and paste it and put it on your business page. Okay.
Vince, all right. So I may be answering my own question, but I did an open house ad this weekend. I didn't follow the same steps. I created the page and then I copied and pasted the link on my business page and then did a boost.
Yeah.
Is that the?
It's very similar. Let me explain the difference from, and I was actually going to say that if you really want to see that on your business page, you could put it there, and you can also boost it. And boosting has very similar kind of targeting. But the major difference is when you boost, all of your friends see it too. So you got, I'm assuming you've got, a couple friends on Facebook, right? A couple hundred. And that ad pushes to your target, but also pushes to them. And if those are, you may not want that ad in front of those people, right? Maybe they're all family, maybe they're old colleagues, maybe they're from different parts of the country, or maybe they're competitive agents, who knows? It just targets who is there. This will not touch your friends.
While we're on the subject, just because again, it's kind of an experience that I have with it. Have you heard anything about people getting? So my ad was delayed because of Facebook discrimination. It said. I didn't discriminate, and I don't know how it happened. But the ad got delayed one day, and I didn't find out I was doing the open house because it's not my listing until Thursday, and I wanted it on right away. It didn't end up going on until Friday.
Sure.
Is that happening to agents? Is there something in Facebook that's changed? Have you heard
that? I've never heard of that. I can tell you that what I know, and you did say discrimination, right?
It popped up the discrimination, and then I appealed it and just wrote the sentence, "I did not discriminate." And then about 24 hours later, it said, "Boom, okay, you've been, you reviewed it."
Yeah. Okay. So that experience is fun. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. It's real stuff. The part that how they finish is definitely something I've heard. Facebook blocks ads. I don't really know why. There's probably an algorithm that's just catching this stuff. One of the things I typically hear is you have too much text on your ad, so we're going to block it. Okay. And people don't know, they don't give you any guidelines of what kind of text should be or whatever. And it's like, I'm meeting your criteria, what's the problem? And then you kind of push back and they say, oh, okay, go. Discrimination, there is a way when you're running this, let's just do it together. You could actually say, I want people who are men only or women only. You can do that. That from your I think you have rules as a, what do you call it? A realtor, that you can't discriminate in your marketing. You cannot target just men or women, right? So if you did that, well, then of course, then that would be it. It would be kind of mind-blowing that Facebook would stop you from doing that. I just think it's some kind of weird error.
I changed the age from 18. I did 18 to 65 plus, but I went back and I changed it to 13, which is kind of ridiculous because I don't want to be targeting 13 to 17-year-olds. But
Why did you get back to 13?
Because I thought I was discriminating against age.
I don't think you can be on Facebook unless you're on Facebook.
So
No, you have to be 13.
Oh, 13.
So I don't know if that was it, but I was just curious.
Age discrimination, that sounds crazy. But I usually, I always recommend you have a bottom age of 25 or somewhere around there, because that's, that you don't want people clicking on it and chewing up your money, right? That are 13 or 18 or whatever. Hey, what happened here? Oh, God. Okay, sorry.
Does the ad, how do you know how much money gets you, how many days or time? It will tell you before you.
Okay, let me answer that. And so let's watch this. Let's come back to looking at this and seeing what we're actually doing. We're running an ad for home value. We always use the traffic as the option. We always give a name that only you will see, so that I'm doing an open house ad, I'm doing a value ad, whatever. Over time, you're going to want to see what's getting the most hits, so that's why you name it. Estimates for audience are unavailable. Weird. Okay, that's weird.
A lot here.
What's that?
I've run into that quite a bit in our area.
Well, right now, there's no area set. So, okay, so what it's saying right now is there's like 230 million people. So a third of the country are on here in the US, right? I don't even know, but normally that's a solid number on the right. So let's follow the steps one more time. Okay, guys, do me a favor here, because you did have a real question, and I want to make sure we all understand that. So if you have questions, hold them until we're done with this process, especially this page, okay? This is key. When you're running an ad for home values in Boston, make sure that you hit this little button and you change it to current city only. This means that they have to live in Boston, not in Concord, not in Wellesley. They got to live in Boston to see this page, right? So, and that's the key. You don't want a radius. You don't want 25 miles out, because if I live in Wellesley and I see what is your Boston home worth, you're wasting your own time and money. Okay, so we're going to get into that. How do I know how much money and stuff like that? Just a second. Okay, so right now, I'm going to change the age. For me, I don't think anybody owns a home in Boston that's under 25 years old. I'm just going to throw that out there, right? And what's really bizarre is, this is what's really crazy. When I don't mess with that age, and we were just talking about it, it gives you the total reach. There's something really wacky with Facebook today, because the reach of Facebook in Boston, it's literally every day, minimally 2,000 people are going to see this. And again, you could say all men or women, but you don't want to do that. You can even get even further in detailed targeting by net worth and stuff like that, but I don't recommend that. When you're trying to get listings, I really, really recommend that you say edit. Yeah, that's right. John says Facebook demographic is quirky. I don't use it. I just bracket on a bottom age, and I bracket on the zip code or the town, okay? So here, what I'm changing is placements. I want desktop only, and I recommend, if you're doing this for a couple months, only do your listing ads. When you're trying to get home value, do it on desktop only. Okay, this page is mobile optimized, but we as people and consumers with our smartphone, we're not all comfortable filling out a form. And so we notice that our clients get better results if they do their home value ads on, sorry guys, on desktop only. Okay, so that means I got to be sitting at a computer to see this ad. Now you had asked, how do I know how much? You set your own budget. Always change it to lifetime budget. Okay, and I'm going to put my ad for 30 bucks. It's giving me some red marks, and I'm going to clear them up in a second. I always recommend you run an ad for $30. When you're trying to get listings, and this is important, always start your ad on Friday and always end your ad on the following Monday. Okay? Now all the red marks are out because it wanted, you know, it wanted minimum $5 a day. And now it seems to be that the reach seems to be working on the top right. It's saying that somewhere between 900 and 5,000. So let's say about 3,000 people are going to see this every day for 3 days. Okay? It also tells you can only get a maximum of 45 clicks. And so what's going to happen is about 9,000 people are going to see it, and a maximum of about 150 people will be able to click it and get to my page. Okay? And I'm in a maximum spend $30. And it's going to be over on Monday. So as a gentleman in the room there said, they're going to review it for a few seconds, and they're going to say, you know, great, it's live, right? You do want to kind of keep an eye on that. And yeah, it's a little bit weird. I do hear weird stories of Facebook, you know, just doing silly stuff. Get your right business page. I'm going to do my tennis page because I need to create my business page again. And get your right, you know, tool. We have the one with the video, but I'll just use this one anyway. And put it here. And this one, you really got to kind of think of what's going on here, right? Recent home sales have affected your home value. Well, that's interesting, but that's not that interesting. And the key is when you click confirm, Facebook is going to review it and they're going to make it live. And you are going to see a results at the end of the week, okay? And the results are going to tell you 9,000 people saw this and X number of people clicked on it, okay? And if they click on it, well, then you got a chance of getting a lead, all right? But I want to point out that the reach is set, the 3,000 people is set just because you have the area and you live in a place where a lot of people live. But the clicks is decided on by what you have put in this photograph and what you wrote in this ad. Was it compelling enough? In this language here, it's Scott's attempt of making it a little bit better than what we were doing before. Let me give you an idea of what works, what kind of language works. Click here to get your online automated home value in less than 15 seconds. Now, you want to sugarcoat this a little bit, but that line is super powerful because it's telling me it's online and automated, which is code for I don't have to talk to you, and it's fast because it's 15 seconds and we're all ADD, and you might do something fancy like that and say free. This is all great marketing stuff. Now, other lines that you can really use is you can also say 30 homes sold in Boston last month, right? And the high was, sorry guys, I can't type, was whatever, right? 900K. Click here to get your home value now. those numbers kind of mean something, right? And so whatever it is that you think people will respond to is what you want to type in there, and that's going to get you more clicks. Now, this is a great time to remind you of the power of the Listings to Leads Mastermind group, because our clients go in there all the time and say, I just ran an ad, and this is what I wrote, this is what my ad looks like, and this is how much money I put on it, and here's how many leads I got. Okay, that happens all the time. Jesus, Anton, sorry, it's my old buddy. That happens almost every day. People are saying, oh yeah, this is what I did, and here's how many leads I got. So that's why I want you to get back in the mastermind group, but that's how you run an ad for seller leads. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now I know somebody had questions. I asked you to hold them. Any questions?
Can you target an area code? Or just you have to just do radius from Boston?
You can target a zip code.
Zip code, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know, you actually know how many people have?
At the end of that.
Sorry, can you answer that one more time?
You will know how many people clicked on your ad, correct?
You will at the end of the ad. Let's say I said this ad's going to end on Sunday. At the end of it, Facebook is going to send you an email. You'll get it. I think you'll get it inside your email, your Facebook account, and they'll say, "Congratulations, you've had a successful ad. You created a successful ad." And what that means is you were successful in giving money to Facebook. It does not mean that it doesn't mean you got any business out of it or leads out of it. It says, oh, you blew some money on Facebook, right? And what it tells you is it says, here is the reach and here is the click, the website clicks, okay? And the reach, we can tell from the estimated daily reach here, which is about 3,000 a day, it should be somewhere between, 7 and 10,000, right? That should be the total reach for that 3-day ad. And your website clicks should probably be around 100, right? Somewhere between 50 and 150 clicks. And that's what it's going to tell you. And then you go, okay, I got 100 clicks. That means 100 people landed on my page. And then the leads will be automatically delivered to you from us at Listings to Leads. Okay. So what you want to kind of measure is if you didn't get 100 clicks on your ad, and it says, oh, you got a reach of whatever, of 5,000, but nobody clicked, there were two things that are usually wrong. Your language that you could have typed here wasn't compelling enough, or this picture was not compelling enough. That's typically it, okay? The other area that people get the mistake or troubleshooting kind of dialogue here is I ran my ad and I got a lot of reach and I got a lot of clicks, but I got no leads, okay? And that happens because people are running property valuation ads on the automatic placements, which means mobile. A lot of people see these ads on mobile and they click on it, and then this big form pops up on their phone and it says, give me your address. And you don't know what that is. You're like, what's this, right? And it's this page shrunk down to a phone that looks like that, and it's not as compelling, right? And so people will go, oh, I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to do that on my phone. But if I'm sitting at my computer and I see this big page pop up, I kind of understand, okay, we see that when you run it on desktop only for listings, for property valuation, you get better results. Now, the caveat is, I have plenty of clients say, oh no, I do it on mobile all the time. I get huge amounts of leads. So that's something to test out, okay? But I can tell you, you will always get an email at the end from Facebook, and they'll always say congratulations, and they will always show you the reach and how many people clicked. Okay?
I have a question. Go ahead. Go. Okay, so my question is, so there's like an algorithm inside Listings to Leads that if you click on both desktop and shown that you're going to get less, it's going to cost you more money? Because the natural thing to do is when you're doing one of these is, but yeah, I want to put it on all these different types of, I want it to go on, I know, and
Sure. Yeah.
so,
I think.
so how does that, is that how it determines how much it's going to cost you? If you just do like desktop only?
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Somebody up here said, "Don't put it on Face or on Instagram. It's a waste of money." And I do think, in a lot of ways, Instagram. So if you don't know this, Facebook bought Instagram, so they're obviously trying to push. When you spend money, they want you to spend some of your money on Instagram. There's no lead capture on Instagram. There, you can build an audience and stuff like that, but for what we're trying to do, which is capture leads, I again, like I think it's John there said, don't get on Instagram. But let's get back to your specific question, which is, does this? So if I'm going to change this to automatic placement. What that means is this is going to be on mobile and on desktop, and I'm only putting $30. So it's going to just spend the $30 and this is called pay-per-click advertising, PPC for short. So if I put in $30 and each click costs $1, I'm only going to get 30 clicks. Okay? And that means 30 times that people can land on this page. All right? So that's
you charge by the click. That's how it's determined.
That is how you're charged, by the click. So you can put it on mobile, and people can click real quickly on their phone, and if they get to this page and they don't respond to it because it's too much on their phone, well, then you just paid for the click, but you didn't get the lead, right? And he says, you want to, hold on, I got a question here from John. John is sick, but he does sound a little bit tech savvy. So let's see what he's got to say. You want to concentrate your ads to the target for saturation over the weekend. Most of the visibility, largest audience. Yeah, that's right. So, okay. So what John is saying is you want to run your ads more on the weekend. I think that's what you're saying, right, John? And that might be, when you're running property valuation ads to get a home value, I definitely recommend that. And if you want to test it during the week, you are more than welcome to. But we see it, yes, but the smaller target audience may not be a bad thing. Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. All right. So that smaller target audience. Okay. We'll tackle that in a second. Let's yeah.
Continue on this page.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we doing this? Are we going through this? So we then try to stay on single image?
Yes.
Okay.
If you are, if any of you are proficient in creating video, you can also upload a video. You get a better pay-per-click rate. Facebook is trying to drive people to use video. I think it's much more difficult to get your own video content. So just focus on single image ad. Use your right business page up here, and put in your website. Change your link. Right? And then go for it. Okay. Now, one thing that John has said is concentrate on the weekends. I think when you're building brand and when you're saying homes are for sale, like open house or just sold or just listed, you can do that during the week because you're branding and people will click on it and you'll get leads out of it. But when you're running property valuations, I definitely recommend that you are doing that on the weekend. Does that make sense? And we set that on the weekend when we set the budget and we say, here's how much we're going to spend and here are the dates we want it to go out. Let's go back there and we'll do that. And the question before, did that answer, you mentioned algorithms and this and that?
Yeah, I'm new to Facebook, so that was my question, is how you're figuring out where your money's going. I only have one follow-up to that. I keep using the example of $30. Is you can put any amount you want.
Correct.
I can test that ad and I'll get 2 clicks or something.
So yeah, so the minimum daily spend on Facebook is $5 a day. Okay. But you should know, if you run an ad for open house, or if you run an ad for home value, Facebook is going to charge you a different pay-per-click rate. They might charge you 50 cents a click on an open house, but they would probably charge you 75 cents or $1 on the home value.
And they're charging you more for the weekend versus the weekday?
That I don't know.
Okay.
But I do know this, and this is something that you should know. This here, if you don't pay attention to this, I always say change it to lifetime budget, and I'll tell you why. Daily budget means I want to spend, this is $5 a day, 20 bucks, $5 a day. That's what it means, right? But that means that every day put in $5 on Facebook advertising. And lifetime budget, this is where algorithms get involved. And this is where Facebook says, put this money where the most traffic is going to be, okay? And I say 30, but actually, when it comes to home value ad for 3 days, 30 is like a minimum for me. Other people spend 20 bucks, they spend $5 a day. Then they get a couple, dozen leads and they're happy. Other clients put in 30 and 40 and they get 100 business, seller leads on the weekend and they seem to be happy too. You can test it out yourself. You do not, if people don't click on your ad, your money doesn't get used. But the more money you put, the more clicks you can get. Yeah. Okay? So for a typical agent, if I'm talking to an agent that has no business or very little business, I'd say you minimally got to spend $200 a month, every month on Facebook. And that would be the number one place I would tell you to spend your money other than having a website and using us, because our tools will get you the leads. And that is a $20 ad every week that says I'm a realtor, and a $30 ad every weekend that says, since I'm a realtor, let me help you get your home value. Do that every week. And after a couple of months, you're going to see your lead gen get higher quality, quantity, and quality. For agents who are holding, 10 listings at a time, or 5 or 10, I always tell them to up that budget. Run 2 or 3 ads every week. So I've got an open house this weekend. I got something just listed this weekend. I got something just sold this weekend. And on the weekend, spend 40 bucks on that home value ad. Or maybe you got different areas, like, one you're targeting the Back Bay and you're targeting Cambridge, right? So you kind of put more money out there. But when you start running ads for multiple properties on Facebook, and let's say you're running 2 or 3 a day, the reality is people cannot avoid you. They cannot see that everybody starts to understand you're a realtor. And that is when quality goes up, because people not only start filling it out, they start communicating with you. And that's really the bigger part of advertising, is you want the phone to ring, right? You just don't want to have to be dripping on leads and do all that conversion process. And that's where our biggest clients who are generating hundreds of leads get to. They actually, a lot of our clients say, I always run a $20 ad on Facebook for every listing. It's just listed, I run a $20 ad. And then, maybe I'll run another ad when it's open house or just sold. But those are the key times to tell the market that you're a realtor, because those tools can help you capture leads, right? And then, so a lot of agents, they're spending between $300 and $500 a month on Facebook. And the reason they continually do it is they're getting business out of it, not just collecting leads. Is that making sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I'm going to let you go because you've been awesome to hang on for so long. We have this other column here that says social media, and it's actually a lot of our clients use it on Facebook, and I want to show you why. You see this home that says it's just sold, and if I click on Facebook, if you change the status to just sold, we're going to send you a couple tools to market, and one of them is this one. And most of agents don't know what in the world this is. They just don't even understand it, don't know what to do. So I want you to know what happens when you see this. Forward it to your homeowner. And wipe everything out if you want, but leave what is between the 2 red lines. So somebody, I think it was Molly, had a question earlier in the call that said, I want to change it to just sold. When we change it to just sold, you should have gotten this. right? And what you should do is you should forward this message to your client and say, hey, you know, could you do me a favor and just put this on your Facebook wall, right? And I'll show you why, what that actually does. Okay.
I got that email. Oh
What's that?
my God. I got that email.
Yeah. So have you ever sent it to a client?
No, of course not. Why?
Well, a lot of our clients do. And this is why they do it. I'm going to show you why they do it. Because if you follow up and you say, hey, you know what, could you put that on your wall? And by this time you've sold the home, so they're pretty amenable to you. It looks like this on their wall. Now I'm Vincent Meza, so it's saying it's from Vincent Meza, but this would be coming from your client and saying our home just sold and we want to recommend Molly at Engel and Volkers for doing an excellent job. If you need help, here's her name and her phone number and email. So it's a pre-written testimonial with a picture of the house. And when I click on it, it opens up the single property website. And when I hang out here a couple of minutes, or a couple seconds, actually 5 seconds, this page pops up and says, hey, that home's sold. That's going to affect your home value. Get your home value here. So this is designed to get in front of the homeowner of Molly's client and all of her friends that she is friends with or he is friends with on Facebook, because they are the people that you're hoping to get referrals from. As much as we like online leads and our clients like online leads, they really prefer referrals. And this tool is designed to tell your clients, friends, and families through email and through Facebook that, hey, Molly is holding an open house for us this weekend. Come check it out, right? Or Molly just sold our home and we want to recommend her, right? And that's kind of how that works. It's all free. And our clients that use it often give us feedback that, you know what, our homeowners love it because they can tell that we're working on their house, right? They know that we're doing marketing because they're actually sending us tools and we're sharing it out. And then, of course, there's the people that are just don't know how to work their computer or too old and they don't have Facebook. So it doesn't work for them. But for a lot of folks, it works really, really well.
Did you talk to him about our name gets distorted?
Oh, yeah, they fixed that. Should be fixed.
Yeah, that weird Swedish symbol or whatever was throwing an error.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did
Vince,
fix that.
so Vince, I will get now the same email as sold out of whatever this thing. Okay, so because then I want to use it.
Because then what?
I want to use it.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this.
So let
I will get a flyer.
let me show you guys something real time here. Molly, how do I spell your last name one more time?
SCHOECK.
OECK. SCHOECK. Give me a second. I'll find you here, and I can show you what that looks like, so you can kind of see it from your perspective. SCHOECK. Here are your listings, and this one is sold.
Yeah.
And the tool, let's see here. Where do we have it? Okay. Social media marketing. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to figure out how the heck our new system works. E-flyers. Yeah, where is the seller e-flyer? God darn it.
Yeah.
Let me go. Let me switch to the old system so I can show it to you.
When is the new system happening?
It's going to be, well, we're hoping it's going to be in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We've got it all built, but we got to test it. You know, we got to make sure that you don't run into errors. All right. So in the old system, in the current system, it looks like this. And go to just sold. Give it a second. So you should have an email. Please. Excuse me. That looks like this. And normally when an agent gets this, they don't even know what in the world is this, right?
Yeah. Now I know.
And it's painful. I've been talking to Scott about this for close to 9 years now. But it is what it is. We are going to rewrite that, thank the Lord. And that's why, but I do want everybody to know it because it's pretty incredible. This is what your actual tool looks like. Now I'm going to delete it in a minute, Molly, but I want you to see this. This would be coming from your homeowner, and it's going to look exactly like this. Our home just sold. Want to recommend Molly. Here's her name and email, or here's her phone and email, right? And then when her friends click on that, or his friends click on that, well, this single property website pops up, right? And when this pops up, great. You've got, you're showing this, and then in about 5 seconds, this page pops up and says, hey, get your home value here, right? So you've got a lead capture for listings coming from your friend who just told all their friends, you're great, and here's your name and phone number, okay?
So now the only problem is in the system, because I cannot use it until we have it fixed. The price is not the correct.
Yeah, that's right. You could go here. What's the price?
800.
800. So if I go here,
a way that shows that it was listed for $735 and it's sold for 800.
There isn't. I'm going to change it to 800, but that's an important.
It's a really good point, especially in our market.
It's a great point. It's a great point. You could put it right here, right?
And then you see the text on the bottom. This is from my other listing, and I do not know why that the system confused this. I don't understand.
I don't either, but that's a great thing to send the whole page over to our support team and say, why is this pulling the wrong information?
Can you do that? You will do that, right?
No, you're going to do that one. This was priced at $735. How long did it take to sell?
A week. You mean to sell?
Yes.
A week, 1 week till offer.
This message, I'm going to show you something real quickly that you should definitely be doing. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's related to that concept right there. So we changed the price up above. I'm going to I think this is like the new default, which we're going to be changing this pretty quickly. My guess is you don't even know that these sections are here. This is down here. So I don't like forced registration, and I definitely don't want to make the phone number required. I'll make it not required, okay? So I'm going to save this.
Okay.
And I'm going to click this button over here, e-flyers. And I'm going to click send so that you have the new e-flyer and Facebook ad. It comes at the same time with the new price in it. Okay? Now, there's a couple things that I would do here, right? The first one is I would send both of these tools to your client and say, hey, let's, get that on your wall, right?
Okay.
But the thing that I would definitely do is I would grab the single property website. And let's see here, copy. This is the kind of ad I would write. And I'm glad we're doing this because I don't go down this all the time with people, but this is a very important ad to write, especially when you have a story like Molly's, okay? And remember, I said that when you're creating an ad, you're going to get a reach, but you really want clicks. And what that story that Molly just told is a great, great story that any homeowner would want to hear. If they're thinking of selling and you run an ad like this, and I'm going to move a little bit quicker here because I want to get to the point of sold, whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you've got this story to tell, by all means, you got to tell this story. And here, I'm going to do automatic placement, which means it's going to be mobile optimized. And I'm going to say Boston, and I'm going to kind of move quickly through here because it's not that stuff I'm hoping you understand. I want to make sure that... What's that?
I do understand.
Yeah, but I mean all of you. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave that there. The key to this kind of ad is we want to make sure that, let's see here, the language of the ad is really huge. Okay, so I don't want it on my universe page. So you see, get your new home value, your Cambridge home value free. What you want to say here is this home sold for, I don't know, $60,000 over asking in 1 week, right? Click here to get your automated home value in less than 15 seconds free. And just say Cambridge, change that, Cambridge home sold, right? That is a really important message, Molly, because selling a home is not anything people get excited about. It always seems like a real pain of a process. And if you can tell people that you got them more money than asking in 1 week, what a killer story. I would be putting $50 on that ad because people love that concept. They will click it. And when they click it, they see this great little page here. And the first thing it says in 10 seconds is, hey, get your home value.
Okay.
Everybody understand that one?
Yeah.
So I just have to email your people to figure out about the description of the property that doesn't get mixed up.
Yeah, I think I would go to, grab the single property website, click it, grab it, go to your contact support page and drop it in there and just say, hey, this has and I'm in the admin, so it doesn't work right. And just say this doesn't, this has the information from another property. Can you see what's going on? And then the tech team will look at that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Any other questions? I know I kept you here for a while.
That's okay. I just want to know how I should proceed. This is Nancy again regarding the pixels. Obviously you can't help me because you're not here in front of me, but it still doesn't work. It takes me hours to just download, upload them and get them rejected, which is starting to drive me crazy. How do I move forward with this to correct it?
Go to contact support and just say, hey, I have a photo. I'm trying to get it on my landing page. Can you help me? And they'll say, send it to us. And then they'll figure it out.
Yeah, but am I going to have to, are they going to be able to rectify it, or am I going to have to send every picture for every landing page to them?
Well, I mean,
this is the easiest process in the world, and I'm spending hours on it. And it's
I'm really sad to hear that. But find out, they'll help you figure out what's going on, because nobody wants you to be spending hours, and my support team doesn't want to be handling this for hours either. They'll find out, they'll get you the right information.
Okay, terrific.
Okay.
Vince, quick question. It's Nicole.
Uh-huh.
The email function, can you upload a list into listings to leads, or how do you get the email out to like a list of, say, 1,000 people?
We do not have kind of email blasting functionality, which I think is what you're referring to. Let me see. I'm kind of lost here. So if you have, do you have that in-house?
No. Do you recommend it like a constant?
I'd say maybe it kind of depends. Some CRMs have it built in. Do you have a CRM?
I personally use Salesforce.
Okay. I think Salesforce does have that capability, but there's also MailChimp and there's Constant Contact. Okay. And if you go here to any of your listings, and let's say I got an open house here, I click on the e-flyer and email button, and I go down to open house. This is what the ad for open house looks like. Okay, it's got the home, it's got a clock, it's got your favorite lead gen links pointing to your website, and it's got your contact information. You just click HTML and copy it, and then when you go to Constant Contact or MailChimp or anything else, you click on HTML when you create that message, and you paste it in, and then it will look like that.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, we would get in a lot of trouble if we were, it's a whole different, email blasting is its own world.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to, I didn't think you did it, but I wanted to see how it could be done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you do it. You'd go to the e-flyer, you'd copy the flyer that you want, paste it into your platform, and blast it out there.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
This was so helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, everybody. We went long today, but I think you got some value out of it. I'm going to get this video up on YouTube, and I'll send it to you later today, Nicole. Don't forget, guys, and John, thanks for your input too. Get in our mastermind group. Use the email. I think I already sent it to Nicole. Get in there.
We did. And we did the two people who couldn't. I got in it now too. So that works.
Watch the,
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good luck with everything. Ping us if you need help. Our support team, we got 4 people there. They're always ready to help. Use the form in the support page. I don't recommend calling because sometimes it goes to voicemail, and that's always a pain.
Oh, okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Too heavy to carry around.
I knew it.